Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my F1 2018 Career Mode. Today we are here for round 10 and the British Grand Prix, my home race. But first of all, if you guys missed the last race at Austria, the best race or the closest I've come to something great in this Career Mode so far, then do click on the card in the top right to go check that one out. But before we start this episode, once you've watched that, then you'll understand why we are here at the moment and how things are developing this way. Now, for today's race, we have two upgrades on the car. Thank God they didn't fail. We've had a couple of bad runs with failures, but they've both got on the car. Look at this. We are the second best team in the R&D charts now. We've gone from 5th to 2nd or 4th to 2nd in literally a race. Crazy stuff, and it's such a good big momentum boost for me going to my home race. Now, can't read into it too much because even though it's the second best car, there's something about the DNA of the car, similar to last year's game when I drove the Williams or the Force India. It's always a bit lower than where it is, so don't read into it too much. I reckon we're still in that shuffle with Force India, also Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. It's a far-away scrap, and also Force India around here look absolutely supreme around here. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense because it suits their car, but they just look so quick. Even though they're the 5th best team, they look a force along with Ferrari this weekend, and we're going to try our best to see if we can mix it up with the big boys. In the practice programs, everything went well. I did actually do the qualifying test and actually achieved it. I just happened to take the screenshot early on in the session. Also, by the way guys, I actually stream this on Twitch. I'll get into that in a moment's time, but if you don't want to follow me over there, there's a link down below in the description where I stream this practice session on my Twitch channel. But all in all, a great practice session, and now we move into Saturday qualifying.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? You put in a lot of time on the track today. Was there a reason for this? You had the fastest time in practice. Will we see similar times in qualifying? Appreciate your time.
And that was the end of practice, and we now go into qualifying where it all matters the most. And once a session where, sure, every qualifying is important, but there's that extra 5% added on top because it's my home race, and I really want to try and do well and perform in front of the home fans in my home Grand Prix. And there is that added pressure, that added pressure of a big time environment. And the car felt good. I felt confident. I think I can do the job. I've got to, play it to the strengths of my car. I think setup wise, I think I was using 4 on the front wing, 8 on the rear wing, and then 8 on the ballast. And then I think 75, 100 differential, and brake bias, I was kind of unsure between 58 and 56. So I was kind of playing between the two settings. But in Q1, we went out on the fastest soft compound tyres available, and we did a pretty decent lap to get ourselves through, or at least attempt to get ourselves through into Q2. Sector 1, pretty good. Now into Sector 2, going through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel, absolutely the best corners on the track. And also from the old turn 1 of Cops all the way down to this corner here, I was the strongest all weekend. I'd even say up to Stowe corner, and we had some great pace in the high speed corners, and it showed, it really did. As we now come towards the end of our lap in Q1, where do we go into the shuffle? It's P14 on the bubble, kind of, but luckily we do go through in 14th place. We had about 5 tenths on P16, even though position-wise it was close, time-wise we was really, really safe. And in Q2 we went up on the medium compound tyres on our first run to see if we could try and set a competitive lap time on that time, maybe try and start the race on that tyre. However, it was a bit of a scruffy lap, and all in all, not a good one, and we go last in P15. So I realised I had to step it up and go back out on the soft compound tyres and find some lap time. And find some lap time is exactly what I've done. We was really on the pace on this tyre, and starting to really show my hand a bit in terms of what pace this car really does have, as we now make our way into Maggots, Beckett and Chapel yet again, carrying speed through, and a great lap so far, 7 tenths up as we now go across the second sector split, and we're looking very good here for lap time as we're only a couple of tenths off, as we've only got one more sector to go.
You need to pit in. Your DRS is stuck open. We need you to pit for repairs.
And out of nowhere, DRS stays open. I've never had this before. A DRS failure, and it ruined my lap because you can see that I locked up. The back end wanted to come around at every single corner, so I had to go so much slower, and ultimately it cost me my chance into Q3 because I only got P11. I definitely think I could have got Q3 no problem if I'd not had the failure, because I had to get out of the throttle through stow, you know, or also the final chicane, and ultimately we start the race from P11 after I get a first time ever DRS open failure, which is something I've never had. So hopefully we can turn it around tomorrow after disappointing qualifying and make up in the race.
The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such is the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Romain Grosjean and Ocon, Perez, Gasly, Martinez and Nico Hülkenberg, Alonso, Bottas, Carlos Sainz and Ricciardo. They've taken a grid penalty. Leclerc, Stroll, Marcus Ericsson and Sergei Sorokin. Van Dorn and Kevin Magnussen rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right then, here we are on the grid for the British Grand Prix. P9, after a couple of penalties, promoted us into the top 10. Ultimately, it could have been a little bit more, I think. You know, based off of the qualifying issues, we definitely could have, I think, competed for best of the rest, if not been right up there, and got maybe a P7 or something like that. Ultimately, I'm not too disappointed because we are going to get the benefit of starting on a fresh tyre, which does help us out. The DRS failure could have been a lot worse. It could have come a lot earlier in the lap and, you know, really set me back. So in terms of the strategy today, we're going to start the race on the medium compound tyres, transition to the softs, and hopefully be nice and fast at the end of the race. Fuel wise, we are just over half a lap, not really that heavy. I want to be quite light and aggressive on the medium tyre, so I'm not too slow, and ultimately trying to have a good race. The better the first stint is in the medium, the better the second one will be on the soft. So it's critical that we are strong and we are quick in this first stint of the race. So that being said, it's my home race, the pressure's on. I'm still chasing my first ever race win in this career mode, and it's time to go and chase it down. It's time for round 10, the British Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. We start alongside Pierre Gasly, my home race. 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Hülkenberg off to an absolute flyer in the Renault. We're going to have to get through turn 1. A little bit wide through there. We go around the outside of Hülkenberg. We just hold on. I'm surprised I didn't get an illegal overtake there for extending, but I'm not going to complain. Back up to where we started. P9, Perez and Gasly going side by side here. We're going to just sit in behind these two for now. We've got good straight line speed around here, I've noticed. I'm not sure what the AI are like, but we're pretty good. Looks like Gasly though is running some pretty high engine modes early on. Little lock up from me though, I run very wide. I'm actually going to almost have a look around the outside of Pierre Gasly there, quite surprisingly. Hülkenberg has just managed to stick his nose in on my inside here. We're going to have to fight the Renault driver. Here he goes, he's on the inside. That Renault, pretty good and straight. Hülkenberg barges me out of the track. Into Copse corner, side by side. Oh my god, Hülkenberg just gets it. And now we've got Sainz sniffing behind us here. We're on the back foot, side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. That's 2 extends already for me in 1 lap. I'm going to be at a high risk of a penalty this race. I've got to be careful. 1 more and I'm getting a 3-second time penalty already, so not ideal. We started off okay, and then we got a massively on the back foot, so we need to gather ourselves, get the tyres up the temperature, get them in the window and get up to speed to try and keep up with the race pace. I wonder if Gasly has some front wing damage. He's going a little bit slow here. I did see some debris at turn 1, I think, on the ground, so Gasly could be in trouble at the moment though. Everyone seems pretty good for straight line speed. I'm quite surprised. I mean, I thought I was pretty good in practice looking at the delta times. Everyone seems to be running quite slim wings and strong straight line speeds. I've also knocked the brake bias.
DRS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge.
I've knocked the brake bias down to 56, more towards the rear this early phase of the Grand Prix. Sainz is looking for the move on the inside of Copse here, but we're going to just stay ahead. This is not going to help me out. It's going to cost me a lot of time. I need to try and stay ahead of Sainz. Again, Sainz looking for the move into Magus and Beckett's. I aggressively close the door on him there. I'm going to try and set up a move on Gasly and Hulkenberg here. Into Chapel. On the power. Rich mix. Engage. Now overtake. Getting the double slipstream. No DRS enabled just yet. We're getting the toe on both of these guys. Up the inside of both. Look at this. 3 wide action. And we get the move done on the pair of them. There we go. 8th place. Fantastic overtake, putting everything on the line here in my home race, making sure that we get the positions that we need. And we're up into P8. Let's crank it up into hot lap DRS.
Entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
DRS enabled. I just did a personal best. It's time to try and pull away now. I think Gasly might have trouble with his car, so I'm going to consume some of my DRS to try and break the DRS a bit and try and get a bit of a slipstream between myself and Pierre Gasly. 29.3 from Sebastian Vettel. We do a 29.7 on mediums. I was in the hot lap that entire lap, but even still, that is really strong race pace. And it looks like that entire top group, no one's actually breaking away yet. So this is great news for me so far in this race. If I'm on the medium, that's going to really help me out. So let's keep on doing this. We've got some nice distance between ourselves and Sainz behind, who has now passed Gasly. Pierre definitely has a car problem. I think he might have lost a bit of front wing in turn 1 on lap 1. But right now, we're doing a great job here, staying ahead of Sainz, who does have DRS now, but he's nowhere near close enough to even attempt to get past. Another personal best. I've gone down to medium ERS now, because we're going to have Sainz in the back of us soon, and I want to have some ERS to defend from him. Also, a bit of a breakaway now at the front. The Ferrari seem to be doing their thing, running in tandem 1 and 2, and then it's the rest of the pretty much their big contenders. But the Ferraris starting to showcase their true pace, and while they are miles ahead in the R&D development. Right then, here we are on the back of this train. It's all kicking off. I've just realised Grosjean's in the mix here. Grosjean's behind the Red Bull. I wonder if he's maybe been holding up these guys. Either way, I'm shocked to see that. Sainz thought about a move then into turn 1. Corrected himself. I get very loose. Grosjean, though, seems to be causing a bit of trouble here. Sainz looks for the outside, quite surprisingly. We're going to cover that one off. Try and set myself up for a move here, but Grosjean, what a performance from him. I didn't even realise he was that high up the order. I don't know what he's done in qualifying, but it seems to have worked. There's a massive battle kicking off in front though. Look at that, there's just 3 wide and 2 wide. There's an opportunity here to get past the AI. Verstappen gets really hung out to dry. We're going to pick up the inside line. Verstappen's on medium, so it's important that we get past him. Good exit here, in the toe of Romain Grosjean here. Sainz picking up my toe as well. It's just a constant slipstream battle this. Into Copse, got to be careful, got to get out of the throttle. Lots of battles here, we need to just be patient. Hanger straight's going to be the one for me. I'm going to deploy all my engine power that I have. We are definitely quick though. Get the exit. Out of Chapel, a lot of dirty at the moment. DRS enabled, here we go, rich mix flowing. Running maximum engine modes. Do we have anything in the tank? Not quite. We do have something on the brakes though, up the inside of Grosjean there. He was the cork in the bottle. We had to get past Grosjean, who was going abnormally slow. Now we've got the Force Indians here. Battle for 3rd place this is. I need to try and lose the least amount of time possible. Ericsson out of the race.
Pierre is in the pits.
It's a poor exit from Verstappen out the final corner here into turn 1. We are extremely close. I'm going to go on the brakes here into turn 3. Oh my god, that was a squeeze and a half from Verstappen. Jesus. I thought I was alongside enough to go for the move, but Verstappen absolutely closing the door on me there and not allowing me through one bit. But now I might be on the back foot a little bit here with Grosjean. I'm running maximum engine power to try and stay ahead. Let's try and get past Verstappen. He's on medium, so he won't be as quick as others. He'll be a little bit more vulnerable. Left the door open there.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Inviting Grosjean in there, but let's try and stay ahead. Here comes Roman. Don't go up the inside of turn 1, please, or the old turn 1, should I say. There we go. Alright, let's focus on Verstappen now. Yellow flag to Magus, Beckett's and Chapel, but the hanger straight hopefully should be green flag. There it is. That's the exit I wanted.
Caution.
There's Ericsson on the right hand side. We've got the toe on these guys.
Green flag.
Up the inside of Verstappen here. Into Stowe. I'm going to squeeze him out. There we go. Job done. Hamilton also on mediums. The other home race hero here. We need to try and get past Lewis if we can. I've got good pace in this tyre. Race pace is phenomenal. I can't complain. So we need to make it count.
Teammate behind is 37.6 seconds.
Whether we're genuinely faster than Lewis, I don't know, but at the moment we are, that's for sure. Maybe in clean air it won't be the same story, but for now we've got some pace. Let's try and get a head down and try and get past him. Alright, Lewis going for a move on Perez here into Stowe. Side by side action between the two of these guys. We're going to watch this from a distance. We're a bit wide through there. Lewis comes in. Interesting. That's a very early stop off of the medium tyres. We've got a Ferrari in the pit lane as well. That's a very early stop, that surprised me. So Lewis on a 2-stop, that's good news. It means I'm now the lead 1-stopper in this race in theory, unless the Force Indians try and do a 1-stop by starting on the used soft from qualifying, which would be pretty insane. But right now, I'm the man at the moment. And I'll show you guys my tyre wear in a second, once I can have a bit of a break on the straight, because right now we're in the battles here. As you can see, there's a tyre wear. We're looking phenomenal at the moment. No more than 22 on the rears. And I think I'm going to try and get past Perez this lap. He seems very slow. He seems very vulnerable to me. We're going to take a wide line here, almost taking my front wing off. I think I'm going to get him on the hanger straight. And it feels like Perez has got no tyres left, so I might be able to get past him here. Here we go. Into Chapel. Carry the speed on the exit.
Okay, we're not seeing any issues with tyre wear right now. You should have good grip for a while yet.
Look at that Force India go, man. Jeez. Up the inside of Stowe though. We'll make the move regardless. Probably cut off a bit too much speed there, getting on the grass. And Perez stays out. No, he comes in. Right. And we've got the other Ferrari in as well. So I think everyone... There could be 1-stoppers here because 9 laps on softs is potentially 1-stop territory. So really it's important that we keep up a good pace on this tyre. It's very important, to be fair. Might be some hard tyres involved, who knows, but we need to get up to Ocon. Ocon will come in this lap, but I'd love to nab some DRS if possible. Right, Ocon comes in, so we're going to take the race lead. As the Renaults behind me are also battling, so we're going to be running in clean air for a few laps. We've still got a while yet until we come in, so let's enjoy this clean air and push. Only a 10th off my personal best. The pace is strong at the moment. Let's keep it that way. If I want to have a chance of winning this race, all these laps are critical, and we're responding here. Personal best, a 10th up. Tyre wear still good. We're looking very good at the moment, in control. Let's keep this going. This tyre is absolutely phenomenal so far. Personal best in the last lap, even better this time, a 29.2. Raikkonen just did the fast lap in the last lap on fresh mediums with a 28.7. So race pace at the moment from me is incredible on these worn tyres. Still running strong here. Every single lap within a 10th of my personal best. 2 laps to go until my pit stop. Pace is extremely strong. These tyres are phenomenal.
In this lap, push now.
Another personal best. Such strong pace, and we're coming in this lap. Right, pit stop time. DRS down to none. Let's try and save as much as we can in this pit stop phase. Yep, I'm on my way. Here we go. Critical pit stop. Let's get it also down to 60. There we go. Flawless entry. That was one of the best stints I've ever produced on an F1 game. The consistency every single lap was mental. That was absolutely insane. I think we've really put ourselves in the race there. The Ferraris are going to be hard to beat. However, the rest of the pack, all those guys who are battling, they were still battling a bit. You know, if there's still a bit of battling going on, we're going to benefit massively. There you can see Vettel and Raikkonen, they're battling away themselves. Right now, we're P3. Here comes Ocon, so it looks like he's broken away from the battle. And then here comes the rest of the crew.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Right, so we come out in P6. Behind the 2 Force Indians and Lewis Hamilton. However, we're going to have a massive tyre advantage now. So, let's take it easy on this out lap. Let's get the tyres up to temperature. And then we'll crack on with it next lap. Going to run it in rich mix and also none ERS to try and save ERS and burn off the extra fuel, and that way find a medium in the performance. I'll use low on the straights to make sure we have some straight line speed remaining. Right, Lewis and I think Perez or Ocon, one of the two have had a lap long battle.
Our gap to first place is 13.8 seconds.
We've now saved up our DRS battery to the max pretty much, so we can now start to deploy it when we get near them for an overtake. So I think I can catch them in standard engine modes, and I'll save the battery for overtakes only to have maximum performance on the straights. Let's chase these guys down. Right, I've burned off the extra fuel this lap. Now I'm going to start using the battery. We've got within Lewis's DRS, so now is when we start to make the movements happen. Fast up at the Grand Prix straight away. Let's get after Lewis and let's get this podium. Doesn't help Lewis is pulling a mega toe from Perez in the Force India. However, it's not going to stop me from really closing up on him through here. He's in the hards, I'm on the softs. Set up the car for the exit. There we go. Look at the speed. We're going to get the double toe here. Pull to the inside, box Lewis in. 3 wide, up the inside. It's a phenomenal double overtake, 2 for 1. Job done. That is great.
That's
Up to
P4.
P4.
You're into P4.
There you go, in sync with Jeff. Now we chase after Esteban Ocon, and then we get released into some clean air. Look at that, another fastest lap,
Gap to teammate
27.7.
behind is 17.4 seconds.
We are flying around this race circuit here. Okay, I've got DRS on Ocon here. He's a little bit far away. To be fair, he's really picked up the pace, Esteban. Really going well at the moment. The Ferraris are battling. Raikkonen's taking the lead. I'm kind of burning off now most of my ERS, so I need to get this move done relatively early because I've not got much battery deployment left. But we're starting to really put the pressure on the Force India here. Also, it's hard to really shake off the DRS. They're so quick on the straights and their car is so light. They're extremely efficient through the corners. Out of turn 4 on the power nice and early. I'm not great out of there, I can't lie. It's not one of my best spots. My best overtaking spots into the hanging straight because I carry that momentum. We are going to get close though. And set another purple sector. I'm just going to try and set up a move and get nice and close to him. Look how close that was. Woohoo! So much grip on these tyres and so much momentum. It's going to be a pretty straightforward pass, I think, onto the hanger straight. Let's just stay nice and close and keep the slipstream. There we go. Getting close. Set up the switchback. Great exit. I don't even need high ERS modes. I think we're going to get this done with just raw slipstream.
Okay, the gap behind is 2.4 seconds.
And there it is, job done. For the podium, it's 3rd place. Great move. I need to try and shake him off if I can, get him out of my DRS range because we're now going into 2 back-to-back DRS zones. Really struggling to shake off Ocon here at the moment. The Ferraris, look at them, they're right there, they're battling away. And we are catching at an extremely fast rate. We could get in the battle here, but I need to make sure Ocon doesn't get involved and doesn't ruin my momentum. Right now, he's so fast, look at him go. We should be okay to stay in front. But that Force India is so fast on the straights, it stays with me. I can't shake it off.
Gap to car in front is 3.6 seconds.
I'm running so low on ERS now, and I'm trying my hardest to stay in front of Ocon. I'm only using ERS when I really, really have to, and I'm just trying to lean on the tyres as much as I can. Vettel and Raikkonen are still battling away here as we go into the last lap of the Grand Prix. It's just going to be such a tense ending, as also these tyres are not new anymore. They're starting to get a bit second hand. Ocon's very close this time. We're going to have to go defensive into turn 1. Force him out wide. There we go. Show him the long way round. Still a long way to go this lap. Right then, onto the back straight for the final time. Using up the last bit of ERS. I think we should be okay to defend from Ocon. I got a good enough exit. My ERS is about to deplete. Vettel and Raikkonen are still battling away side by side almost into the final chicane. You can just see him there. It looks like Kimi though is going to make it 2 in a row, and he's going to come through to win the British Grand Prix. Yes, he does. We are going to come home though for a fantastic 3rd place in my home race.
Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Kimi Raikkonen wins the British Grand Prix and makes it 2 wins in a row ahead of Sebastian Vettel, beating his teammate Ferrari, though yet again making it a 1-2 and showing who are the dominant force in Formula 1. We come home P3. Ultimately, we just couldn't catch the 2 Ferraris. Just like in the last race, we ended up trying to catch them but couldn't get there. Ocon P4, beating his teammate Sergio Perez. Lewis Hamilton P6, and he obviously did a medium to hard tyre strategy. It's a very strange one for him in the Mercedes. Daniel Ricciardo P7 in the first of the Red Bulls. Nico Hulkenberg 8th in the Renault. Pierre Gasly 9th in the other Toro Rosso, and Charles Leclerc rounding out the top 10. Further down the order though, as you can see, we have Marcus Ericsson who retired, Carlos Sainz in penultimate place after having a strong start. Something must have gone wrong. Then again, he was the only man on a 2-stop, so that might have cost him quite dearly. Max Verstappen, P18, I don't know what happened to him. 1-stop race, just seemed to never get going. His lap times suggest he might have got front wing damage early on, and the same applies for Valtteri Bottas, even though he seemed to have a little bit more pace. Still nothing out of the extraordinary, but all in all, let's look at the Drivers' Championship, and Vettel now leads by 19 points over Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi, in a matter of races, has gone from like P9 to P2, winning the last 2 races, really giving himself a massive boost in the championship. We remain in 3rd place, and just 4 points behind Kimi, 5 points ahead of Sergio Perez, who we actually overtake in this race. So we get back ahead of Perez, which is good news. Daniel Ricciardo jumps up into P5, beating Bottas, and Verstappen and Hamilton do not change places, with Ocon there in P9, and Gasly, to be fair, if I scroll down, he's in P15, so he's he needs to score a couple of points. This season Gasly has not been as strong as me, and last season he was a hell of a lot stronger, so Gasly needs to try and pick up the pace. In terms of the constructors, there you can see we are currently P5, and Ferrari are dominating the constructors, forcing the Red Bull, Mercedes and Toro Rosso. We're locked into a little bit of a battle there for 2nd place, but right now Ferrari are leading the way and they are the dominant force. But now let's move into the laptop and see if we can put any more upgrades into the car going into the next race in the German Grand Prix.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. Great, well that's everything.
Right, so here we are then on the laptop. Now, first of all, ever since we got that dodgy contract offered to us where we have to get 4th place in the race, we've done our bit in qualifying, not so much. They've kind of done me dirty there. But with the race position P4, we've matched that in the last 2 races, getting a 2nd and a 3rd place, and therefore we've beaten the team goal, which is an extra 600 R&D points. So we're going to have 2,000 points to spend, guys, in this episode, and really get things going in the right direction. Now, the next race is Germany, then it's Hungary, then Spa and Monza. So engine upgrades can maybe wait one more race. So I'm going to focus on other areas of the car. Now, let me back up a minute. All 3 parts of the car are pretty damn equal now. We've got a nice, well-rounded car. So, to be fair, I think durability might be the way to go. What's looking the weakest by a hairline is maybe the aero, but I mean, it's so close. Upgrade-wise, what we'll go for, I think, to make it more or less even, we'll go for an aero upgrade on the front to even it out to the rear, especially because we're going to Germany and Hungary next. And then we're going to just focus on durability, basically. And I'm actually going to back out here and see what the engine parts are like, because I want to see what I'm cooking the most. IC 36, MGUK 38, MGUH 30, 26, 29, 34. Right, we need to get the control electronics, because we're on our 2nd one already. So let's get the control electronics on, and I think MGUK as well. Gearbox as well. We need gearbox really. So I'm going to go gearbox actually. One is going to be gearbox, and the other one is going to be control electronics. Because control electronics is an interesting one. It's a double-edged sword, because with the control electronics, what happens is, the more worn this is, the faster it wears out your other parts. So if we get that sorted out, then that should be okay. So that's 2,000 points well spent, in my opinion. Not so much for performance, but more for reliability. The durability ones don't fail. So We'll get those in the car for the next race, and we can keep on pushing forward the development of the car. And start from the next race, we'll start focusing on extra engine power. But nonetheless, I'm going to jump into some classic events, guys. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content. Turn on notifications so don't miss a single video from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode very soon. Goodbye.